Hey guys, Brian with sunflowerammo.com here, and in this video we're going to look at a second variant of the Springfield Armory M1A, the Scout Squad rifle. It kind of falls in the middle of their product lineup. Springfield basically has three models, and they're grouped by barrel length. They have the standard M1A rifle and its accurized variants. It has a 22-inch barrel and weighs in at about 9.3 pounds. Then they have the Scout Squad rifle, which is equipped with an 18-inch barrel and weighs in at 9 pounds. And then you get to the SOCOM series with the SOCOM 16, which has a 16-inch barrel and weighs in at 9.3 pounds, also the same as the standard rifle. And then you have the SOCOM 2, which has a 16.25-inch barrel and weighs in at 10.5 pounds. So if you look at the standard rifle, it was originally a battle rifle, and it excels at long distance shooting, although it can be used at closer distances. But it wasn't ideal for, say, patrol use by law enforcement or CQB by, say, a SWAT team, or our military fighting in the Middle East, or home defense. So first they came out with the Scout Squad rifle, and I think it was pretty successful. So then they came out with the SOCOM series, which is really specialized and really excels in the CQB and home defense arena. So with that, we'll get into this rifle. I'm going to do a brief overview, just explain how the Scout Squad is different than the other two variants, and mainly concentrate on some of the accessories that you can use with your M1A or any other rifle for that matter. But not going to go into real detail on the M1A because Blake already did that with the SOCOM 2. So hopefully you'll learn a little something, and if you're shopping for a rifle, hopefully this gives you some good. This is the M1A Scout Squad rifle. As I said before, it has an 18-inch barrel and it weighs in at 9 pounds. Besides the barrel length, the really only big difference between this and the standard Springfield Armory M1A is the forward mounted optics rail. This forward mounted optics rail is sometimes called a Scout configuration because with a forward mounted optics with long eye relief, i.e. your eye doesn't have to be right up to the scope, it makes this rifle fairly quick pointing and fast shooting. So you can get on target a lot quicker than you can with a standard M1A that has a traditional optics package on it. So from the factory, this rifle comes with a sling mount in the rear and the front. On this rifle, the front sling mount's been replaced with a quick detach stud, which will mount a Harris bipod. When I purchased this rifle, I sent it off to a gunsmith, Tanks Rifle Shop in Fremont, Nebraska. Needed a basic tune on the gun. Went through it, checked the tolerances, and tightened things up. And while it was there, I had him swap out the front sling mount for this quick release stud for the mounting of a Harris bipod. And the bipod basically has two little nubs that slip into that quick attach post, and you screw it up and you have your bipod mounted. This bipod is a two position adjustable, so in the low position it's great for shooting off a bench, and then you can extend the legs down if you're going to be shooting prone. You can flip the legs back up in either position, so that say if you're shooting prone and you want to change positions, you don't have to retract the legs before you flip up your bipod. So that comes on and off easily and quickly. I'd say the only drawback to this configuration is that if this had a rail mount attachment, I would be able to swap it, say, between a SOCOM 2 and an AR that has a forward mounted handguard rail. In this configuration, it's dedicated to a rifle that has that quick detach stud. Now, I don't know if you can get the quick detach stud with a piccaninny rail attachment or not. I'll have to look into that. But like I said, that's something that isn't quite as versatile on the Scout Squad rifle as, say, the SOCOM 2. You have to your options for the SOCOM 2 can be swapped between rifles that have a same or a similar rail system, whereas with the standard M1A or the Scout Squad, you basically have to dedicate an accessory to that rifle. The one exception is optics, and with this standard optics rail here, you can mount a wide variety of optics. With the long eye relief, you need to either use a red dot scope, a holographic scope, or a traditional lens and prism scope, but it needs to have long eye relief, as I said earlier. In this case, I use a Aimpoint ML2 red dot scope. It has a 4 MOA dot, which means the dot is representing 4 inches at 100 yards. Ideally, the M1A with the 7.62 round, I should probably go to a 2 MOA dot, which lets you get a little more accuracy at distance, and I should move this sight over to my AR or my Mini 14, which I plan to do at some point, but I just haven't decided what optics package I want to put on this M1A for the long term. There are some excellent scopes out there. I'm happy with the Aimpoint, but I'm also looking at something that has some magnification. Aimpoint does have a magnifier that you can put behind their scope or behind their optics so that you can have the advantage of the red dot with magnification. Tricon, they have their ACOG series, which is an excellent scope, but it's fairly expensive. And then there's some traditional lensed optics that have long eye relief and are for tactical uses, so I'm looking at a couple of those too. So, but I haven't decided yet. And if I do get a second optics, I will do a video on it and share it with you guys. One note on the Aimpoint scopes, or the Aimpoint optics packages. There's only one of them that comes with a mount. The majority of the Aimpoints do not come with a mount, so if you're looking to buy a new one or a used one, take that into consideration in your pricing comparisons, because a good billet aluminum quick detach mount for the Aimpoint will cost between $70 and $100. I think the new model that Aimpoint has, it takes AA batteries and comes with a mount, and I think it's the ML4, but don't quote me on that. And I haven't used that optic, and it looks interesting, but it's, I think, about $300 more than the ML2. So I don't know if it's worth it, because it's $700. You're getting up into ACOG territory, or close to ACOG territory. So the optics discussion, there's tons of optics out there. But like I said, I've been happy with the Aimpoint. And with the quick detach mount here, you just line it on the rail, tighten it down. The knob here has a breakaway to where you can only tighten it so tight, and you're good to go. Basically, you zero this once, and you can take it on and off the rail, and it stays zeroed. Because when I transport my rifle, I take the optics off. I don't transport it with the optics. But one option on the Aimpoints too are the flip-up caps, which I highly recommend. It comes with the two little caps that have a bungee in between them and tension themselves on, but I'm always losing those, so I upgraded to the snap-on caps. If you look at the rest of the rifle, it's pretty much the same. So with that, I'll get into the mags.